You are watching episode 5 of Between the Hunt. Settle in, stow your Springfields underneath your seats, unload your bomb lances, and sit back as we discuss Hunt Showdown 1896 in the year of our Lord, 2024. Now, stop applauding and listen. Jesus Christ.
Right in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Between the Hunt. This is Horace, of course, on Hunter's Lodge, joined today by my co-host, Deadman.
What's going on?
We've got quite a lot to talk about today. Unfortunately, it's been quite a while since we've done an episode. We've had a few of you requesting it repeatedly, and I apologize for the delay here, but we're going to make it up to you. We've got quite a bit to discuss today. So, beginning with a very new addition to the conversation. Just came out today. Crytek actually made a Reddit post talking about one of the most controversial topics in Hunt, the hit registry in the trade windows. And I figured it'd be a lot of fun for us to go over the Reddit post together here on the cast. So I'm going to pull it up. Demon, have you read this yet?
I read bits and pieces. I
Right.
read through it, so.
Within our community feedback, the hit validation system has been a regular point of discussion, and today we wanted to offer some insight into our plans to further improve trade windows and an overall shooting experience for our players. To date, we have made several updates to the hit validation system. In essence, when you take a shot, the dedicated game server confirms if the hit is valid. Because the server is in a different location, the process isn't instant. The information must travel to the server, get verified, and then returned with the result. That's that client-side hit registration that we've talked about before.
Absolutely.
In the early years of Hunt, hit registration issues were a common pain point, but we dug deeper and we discovered the most invalidated hits occurred when a player died on the server, causing their shot to be deleted even if it was already mid-flight. Many community-shared videos showed players landing shots without a hit marker only to die moments later. Our next iteration of the system focused on addressing this, and so we adjusted the system to allow roughly 800 milliseconds for a hit to be confirmed. Another important point is that so far melee has worked differently from shooting, and melee attacks generally had no time limit for the validation to happen. So, essentially all they're saying there is that back when Hunt first came out, like alpha, beta, and then I guess season 1, 1.0, the hit registration was terrible. And so they added a bigger trade window so that your bullets wouldn't disappear when you got shot. I think that's fair. I would rather trade than just have my bullet disappear when I die.
No, and that's the funny bit because I did, I played during those days. As most anybody who's talked to me about Hunt for more than a few hours knows that how long I've been playing. And I do remember those days and how painful it was losing a Winnie battle, especially with the Winnies at the time, because the Winnies were, I think, double the firing speed that they are currently. And it was so painful to lose those fights because you were like, oh, that second shot's going to be good. And then nothing. You didn't get the kill. Nothing.
Yep.
None of it.
No, that is brutal.
Yeah. Same thing with even shotguns. Like, people complain about shotgun trading, but like if somebody's connection was slightly faster than yours and you both took a shot at the same time, the one with the faster connection would win.
I would be so pissed, dude.
I would
be so mad.
I remember not really understanding it, but then when I figured it out, I was like, dude, this sucks.
No, dude, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's not that. I think honestly a lot of, as far as for trading with me, because I still get annoyed when I trade. It does depend on the day, because there are some days I just don't give a fuck. Like, we're here to play, we're here to have fun. Like, we're here to goof off and be silly. But one of the things that I look at it is that, to me, even though I went down, I still did my job, traded with somebody, so it makes it to where it's less of an issue on my team to get me back up. And I tell people who do trade as well on my team that I'm playing with, look, you took somebody out. Like, you did your job at the end of the day. You may have gotten taken out in the process, but, sometimes that shit happens. And can it be frustrating? Absolutely. Like, there are parts about, like, it's funny because we talk about how many times that we love this game, but it doesn't save it from any irritations. the trading to me is like such a, I don't want to say a non-issue, but it is definitely an issue that is always in the back of my mind rather than the forefront.
It's
Like,
something where it's not my first concern, but it is always a concern.
yeah. Like, as far as other issues go, I was like, dude, I can handle trading, but there's other stuff that, like, would set me off way quicker than, like, oh, God, I've been trading all day or something like that,
Right.
you know?
All
So,
right,
and I also played bows and crossbows. Trading was the game sometimes when you
Yeah.
were long range fighting people.
Right.
So,
All right, let's
but yeah, like
choke down
I
the
am
rest
glad.
of this post.
Yeah, I do think it's good that they are at least communicating this way about it, because I do know it's an issue for a lot of people.
Well, they went to Reddit because, let's be honest, that is the cesspool of the hatred in Hunt Showdown is mostly from the subreddit. So them doing
Especially
this,
for trades.
right? So them doing this instead of a direct video like they do on the YouTube side is probably fine. It's a good idea. The YouTube community doesn't hit the Reddit community the same. They're different people in a lot of ways, and I think that a lot of the people who discuss Hunt on the subreddit only stay on the subreddit. They go nowhere else other than the Steam forums. That's it.
Man,
So I think this is the right move. But
I agree.
all right. One of our biggest challenges has been how simple tuning changes often lead to more instances of invalidated shots that were unreasonable outside of PvP, and we've since worked to strike the right balance. We have reworked and decoupled the affected systems and focused these new settings purely on player death moments, increasing overall performance of transmitting information to the server. That's a lot of big words to saying they've tried to make the hit registry better and the trading window better. In outlining new rules for the system, we have adjusted the specific time for how long a player could still shoot or land a hit after death to 75 milliseconds from 800. That is incredible. That is an insane change.
That is super insane.
And that is regardless of local internet speed or server delays, a guaranteed window of 75 milliseconds. The only thing that matters is how long a player has been dead on the server.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like. And I think that's what it should be. Trades will feel better. And honestly, I know you just said that was a lot of big words, but I understood some of those because I've dabbled in coding. And all of those words, that sounds like a nightmare. I don't think you could have paid me enough to do that job.
No, dude, and I guarantee this would not have been possible without Hunt 2.0, the new engine. This is crazy. Dude, think about that. We are going to be going, when they implement this, from 800 milliseconds of trade window to 75.
Yeah.
That is an insane change. You are going to notice so much less trading. It's going to be a different world than trading. Dude, what the percentage on that? Like 12, like, oh my God, like 12% of that? That's crazy.
Yeah. No, and it'll be legitimate trades now, I feel like. And not to say that there weren't legitimate trades before, but it feels like, and I haven't gotten to test this yet. I'm sure at some point this weekend I'll play Hunt. I'm almost positive. But that sounds so much tighter. And I agree with you. It's probably partially the engine, but them identifying that, hey, small tweaks, and this is what people don't understand. And the average gamer's not going to, because they don't care. They just want their game to work and whatever. But this is, as I understand it, they even said the simplest tune-up changed those windows for completely unrelated reasons. And I was like, that's insanity to me.
Dude, the big thing about this that a lot of people aren't going to talk about, they're just going to be mad. This is Crytek giving us that pure, unadulterated communication and the numbers that they never gave us before. They gave us the exact amount of milliseconds it is, and the exact amount of milliseconds it will be after the update. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think from what they said, it's already in the game. Because I think
so in the Reddit post it says it's not implemented yet.
Okay, because I did see that they pulled the servers offline to implement something in the Discord.
Yeah, so that's going to be update 2.2 that goes out.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fine. I don't need it right this second.
What bothers me is that, like, this Reddit post where they're exactly addressing with examples and completely describing the history of how it happened and how they're fixing it, this gets 534 upvotes. And then a post just bitching about Ghostface gets 4K. Like, dude, the subreddit is miserable. I hate going there.
Yeah.
I don't go there anymore. It just makes me hate Hunt when I don't hate Hunt. I love Hunt.
Yeah, no, like, and that's the thing. This is why I usually try and stick to talking about Hunt with people who I know can handle a conversation about Hunt.
Yep.
Because like, and you know, you and I have debated countless times. It's always been like, hey, let's see what kind of like middle ground we can find.
Right.
But like, people will just say shit, not explain their reasoning why they think something is dumb. It doesn't even have to be Ghostface.
I hate
Like,
this. Why? Because I hate it.
Right. And you're not giving me anything to go off of. So in my opinion, your opinion is invalid because of that.
Right.
And people can say, well, that's not fair. And I was like, well, it's not fair that you're just saying, oh, this sucks without offering any sort of discourse. Like, because that's the thing. It doesn't have to be mean. You and I had, what, 3 conversations about Ghostface now? And
Yep.
we've come to an understanding
Yep.
that, you know, we have 2 different aesthetic choices here.
Right.
Like, you know, and I understand because I am on the side that I don't like Ghostface. Do I think he's going to ruin Hunt? No.
Do I think that the optional skin cosmetic in a game is going to ruin the game? No.
Like, Hunt's been dying since like September 2018. Like, so,
If you listen to the subreddit, the game has been dead since it came out.
oh yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Like, 'cause I bought it in June 2018 or July 2018.
It was
and
then on
I was
arrival,
hearing
according
that
to the subreddit,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. I was just like, what the fuck?
So
And-
fucking stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah. And like I said, the only things that the only criticisms that I've seen that are actually valid. One, it is a 1990s design in an 1890s game. That's a bit goofy. Like, and again, I'm saying it's goofy. Is it bad? No. You know what? Want to know how many ghost faces I've headshot because they got a bright ass white mask? Sure. And people are kind of comparing it to other skins that fit Hunt a little bit better, like the Reaper. Or even so, I think somebody even brought up the Phantom, and I was like, dude, he's a stage actor. Of course, he has a Phantom of the Opera mask. The Phantom of the Opera's old,
Not that old.
and it's pretty damn old. Like the original like version of it is like the movie. No, you're correct. It is not that old, but it was like a stage play, I think, beforehand.
Well, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, it's still like 50 years old.
Yeah. Like, you know, it still fits in the time period. The dude has like the prosthetic. Like, you want to complain about something, like you really want to complain about something. The fucking Phantom doesn't have like. How is he able to move that prosthetic like that? There's no way.
All right, here's my fucking question. Why does he stick all of the goddamn stim shots into his prosthetic arm?
Right. It's like, it's silly shit like that. And I was like, I even thought the Phantom was goofy. I still bought him.
I love the Phantom skin, actually.
yeah, no, it's a good skin. Like, it's a fun skin. But on the other
It's paid
side,
to lose.
like,
It makes you so goddamn visible, but it's awesome.
it's nothing like the fucking red shirt. And
Dude,
that's
bro,
another thing.
the Mountie, bro, pay to
Mountie.
lose. You're so
Right.
easy to see.
Right. And it's like, and that's the thing is that like it's that kind of stuff. Do I tend to play the darker looking characters? Yes, I would say 99.9% of the time play Lonely Hal. And I think I said I think it was, I don't remember who it was in the Discord. Verse, I think was their name. I said I literally play Lonely Hal because he's a tier 3 skin with a wolf flavor. That's it. It's my aesthetic. And for some people, Ghostface will be their aesthetic. The only other valid concern I have seen is that somebody brought up that it concerns that they're paying out for a license because it is licensed, right?
It is. But
Uh,
this is something nobody will talk about because they just want to be mad and they don't want to defend Crytek. That license has got to be cheap as fuck because Ghostface is licensed out to every entity known to man. I think it's like, what is it? Fun World, when I looked it up. That company licenses out the mask to every single party that inquires. They do not have any restrictions from what I'm aware of. Anything. Ghostface is in everything. Fortnite. Friggin' Mortal Kombat. Like, on all this is happening all at the same time because they're probably gearing up for another Scream movie, right? But If they want, I'm telling you, they paid pennies for that license, and I guarantee they already made profit on it. There's no way that the license costed more than what they've made on that. I've seen so many Ghostfaces. So it worked, and that's more money for development. People are coping when they say that they're wasting development money on this skin. I guarantee you they made more money for development. It's ridiculous to act like they didn't.
Yeah, now, and, licensing is a bit weird, and I will say that. Now, but you have Ghostface, but then what about the next, basically it's one of those things that the point is yeah, sure, Ghostface is in everything. He's in Dead by Daylight, Fortnite, like you said. But if they do another IP and it doesn't make them money and it could have been spent to go elsewhere, it's worrisome. I'm not saying it's oh, they shouldn't do this. I don't agree with that. If they want to do something cool and they can do something cool and bring it to Hunt and it makes sense within the Hunt world, I'm all for it. They want to bring somebody that looks like John Wayne, awesome. But
yeah, I think, and I guess I can try to pull up the tweet they had.
I did see that tweet, and
the tone deaf tweet where they were like, "Listen, we're going to have more crossovers."
Yeah, and the thing is that for me, that tweet is a bit goofy. I don't necessarily think they're gonna bring in shit like fucking Peter Griffin or the Teletubbies or anything like that. I don't think we're gonna get Hunt variations of those. But there's also some characters I just wouldn't want to see in Hunt. I don't care how much they fit. I would prefer more historical type characters. I like how everybody automatically associates the kid with Billy the Kid.
Right.
As far as a real life thing. And again, I am all for the Hunt universe. I don't need real outlaws at the end of the day.
Bro, did they take the tweet down? I can't find this fucking tweet, but I remember reading it.
Did they?
I can't find it. I remember reading it, and it was basically see if you can find it. It was basically Crytek saying, look, we understand your concerns, we totally get it, but we would never disingenuize our own franchise. We love our game that we work on, and ultimately we saw Ghostface as an incredibly great addition to the game, very fitting thematically, and we did our best to make him fit into the game. With lore, we gave him lore, and they're basically saying, and they literally said, with future crossover tie-ins, we will be looking to keep it as faithful to the Hunt mythos as possible. And my point being, it was them outright all but confirming that there will be more crossovers that they are looking into and planning. So that was the only tone deaf part of that statement, is people were saying this is now going to become Fortnite Showdown. And they're not wrong in a sense, because Crytek outright confirmed in that tweet that they are going to be having more crossovers in Hunt.
Yeah. And I think they did take it down, actually.
I'm telling you, I can't find it, but I remember reading it, right? I'm not gaslighting people.
Oh, wait.
I cannot find that goddamn tweet.
I think I just found it.
Yeah! Deadman!
Yes, okay, this is it.
Fucking thank God.
Yeah, no, I'll get it to you. I can read, but you have a little bit better of a reading voice than I do.
All right. Don't glaze me too hard. Give me the link.
I ain't gonna glaze you that hard. No, I'm looking it up on my phone, so it's
good.
Popping back and forth.
You're good.
There.
Thank you.
It was buried a little bit. They made a ton.
All right, so for those who haven't seen it, I will read it out just because it's shorter. If it was longer, I would have told you I would put it on screen and told you to read it. But this Halloween, we have welcomed the Ghostface Hunter, a deadly persona that has evolved over centuries, a mantle passed down through time to embody fear, cunning, and deception. This edition has spurred discussion within the community about the inclusion of IP collaborations and what that means for the future of Hunt. Our approach to identifying and evaluating collaborations focuses on working with IPs and personalities that we feel remain true to their brand while blending seamlessly with our themes, setting, and storytelling. The aim for us is to enrich the narrative and weave new threads into this ever-evolving mythos of Hunt in a whole new way. Not to simply drop new characters into the game, but to write compelling new narratives involving these crossovers to create a richer experience for established players and invite new players into our world with a new familiar face. We believe the latest Ghostface Rampage DLC fits into the dark supernatural atmosphere as an angelus, almost mythological creature that transcends eras. In the 1890s, a madman took up the mask, driven into a bloody frenzy by its foul whispers on a hunting trip in Louisiana, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
I think they had the right idea with this tweet. They had a good, like, it had good heart, but they
Yeah.
definitely chose, one, the wrong time to put this out, and two, they should have had like 20 more people read this in the office before putting it out to go, maybe this isn't coming off the right way. Because although people were mad about Ghostface, right, I think the primary concern was the future of Hunt. The future of Hunt's gone. Hunt is going to die now. This is the beginning of the end. That's what I had a lot of people tell me in my comments, besides calling me mentally disabled and stupid. I also had a lot of people saying that this is not the end of Hunt. You're not wrong, Horse, but this is the beginning of the end. So them saying, look, we're definitely going to have our crossovers. It's a little...
Right.
At least they're being honest, right? But fuck, dude. That's the main concern.
Well, and I'd rather them confirm that than anything else.
Right.
And like I said, I'm literally looking at Ghostface right now. And to be honest with you, to fit it into the narrative, they're going to have to do more than put a stupid hat on him. Like...
I don't disagree.
Like,
what they should have done was, and think about this, trying to visualize it in your head, a crazed killer that literally took a hunk of wood, carved out a mask that looks hastily made out of wood and has the ghost face icon painted onto it, poorly painted onto it, so that you can see it visually looks like Ghostface and homages him, but it looks like more of a tribute than literally plucking Ghostface into a Louisiana costume and putting him into the Hunt. That would have been a much better homage to the idea that this is a crazed madman in Louisiana that got visions of this Ghostface character and strive to become this monster. It would also fit more into Hunt, because so many of these characters we have are regular ass people that spur of the moment wound up in Louisiana hunting monsters. So many of them are, one of them, the penitent, he's literally wearing a sack on his head.
Right. No, and the thing is with the penitent, that has like religious connotations.
It does, and it's a salted mask. He cut off his face. I know, but my point being, a lot of these costumes, not costumes, outfits that these hunters are wearing are makeshift. They were created by them by hand. They didn't go to a Halloween store and buy a Ghostface costume and then get a hat.
Right. No, and that's the thing is that, like, because I'm looking at it, some people did try and defend it, and you know what? Like, if it works for them, cool. But I'm like looking at his mask right now, and it literally just looks like there's a couple. It honestly looks like they bought the fucking mask last year.
Right. They said it was wood, but it doesn't look wooden. You can zoom in on it and get real close, and you could still make the argument that it's just dirty plastic.
Yeah, and on top of that, how about you look up ghost mask designs from back then and try and like mix it a little bit. Because again, I have faith in the Hunt art team. They have some really
look at the trait art, dude. Look at the arts on all the traits. If you look at the full arts for them, they're freaking gorgeous. There's so much detail that you don't get across in game when you're just picking your traits out. They could have easily pulled this together and had some great iconography.
Yeah, and honestly, like, because I look at and honestly, if people want to know one of the real reasons why I buy every skin in this game is because all of it is good. Someone even tried to say that, and this one kind of cracked me up. People were like, well, we have Daniel Day-Lewis in the game because, you know, they were trying to say Billy's story was Daniel Day-Lewis. And I was like, you didn't watch that movie very closely, did you? But I do admit there's some similarities. But like for me, like for Ghostface, they could, like, in my opinion, they could have done just a tiny bit better. And that's the only thing I will ask of the Hunt team personally. If you are going to do these crossovers, make sure that they really do fit. Don't make don't bring modern designs that, you know, in this case, scream 1990s versus 1890s, and I did that on purpose.
Right.
But that's my ultimate thing. I don't care if they want to make a Ghostface IP. His gear, awesome. I love his when he's the Frontier silenced. I love the Bornheim silence.
Hush looks incredible. It's one of my favorite skins in the game.
Yeah, his knife is good. It's not top tier for me, but it is a good knife skin. And the thing is, and then another thing I saw that somebody said specifically regarding Scream and Ghostface specifically, because people do associate it with Scream. There's no helping that. And the reason why people are like, how are you trying to justify this fits is because Scream was a satirical movie. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I do remember it kind of being very firmly like tongue in cheek. And it was a satire on 80s slasher movies. So I was like, I'm
Right.
not sure where their correlation was, but ultimately, fair enough job. People do like it. It is selling. When I looked last, it had a very positive rating on the people that did buy it, and it was unfortunate. I remember I yelled at not yelled, but like we were joking around. My buddy gifted me the skin because he knew I wasn't going to buy it because he was being a shit. And I was like, okay, like whatever, I'll take it. I didn't spend the money. I would have bought it probably eventually anyway, like on a sale, but
Yep.
it's not it's not a big deal. He's right there. They did what they thought was correct in the moment. They realized that they did face a lot of backlash. I don't know of many people I've personally talked to that like it. Even people who are fans of Ghostface. One of my friends, she was like, I really love Ghostface, and I've played Dead by Daylight with her, and every time it's a Ghostface, she starts giggling and being silly with them. But she was like, I don't think I want him in Hunt. And I was like, that's a fair assessment. Like, because I'm not a huge fan of Ghostface. Hearing it from a fan of Ghostface to me has a little bit more weight. But again, end of the day, it's in the game already. They're not going to take it away. People bought it. It's there. It's there. The only thing I could tell the haters of the Ghostface skin, aim for the fucking mask. Like, just aim for the fucking mask, and you're good to go, bro. Like,
and I don't disagree. As somebody who got hated on main for supporting the skin, I don't disagree that mask needs some work, but it's a start, right? That's the thing. A lot of people are ignoring the fact this is the first IP crossover Hunt has ever had. The first official one, right? There's been homages to certain things, honors to things, but this is the first official one. They definitely haven't, from what I know, Crytek doesn't have a lot of multiplayer games that would do crossovers like this. So this is a very new realm for them, and I guarantee it came from up above. It came from shareholders like, Fortnite's doing this. It's going to make us so much money. So
yeah,
I get it. They were in a bit of a rough spot. They had to do what they could with the licensing and the rules that come with licensing. They'll probably do better on the next one. And
I have faith. Like,
I do. I have so much faith.
Now, is there a potential they could fuck up? Sure.
Of course.
But again, a skin is not going to stop me from playing the game.
100%.
Because I would have stopped playing the game a long time ago if it was skins I didn't like. Because, I even liked Kane back when he first came out. He just had that caveman look and just really just kind of cracked out. But then Sweatlords got a hold of it, just like Reptilian. I liked Reptilian because he was a cool design.
Yep.
Liked all of those kind of characters and stuff like that. But I would have stopped playing the game based on that. Heck, I would have stopped playing the game the second the Pinkertons were put into the game. I'm not huge on those designs. They're just nice black jackets, but one of my friends, he loves those skins. And again, him and I have talked about it. We've talked about the skins. He likes those really pretty, hey, this is a pretty gun. This guy looks really clean. That's the kind of person he is. Me, I'm the fucking skulking hunter in the bush that has mud all over his boots.
You like the mongrels, the guerrilla warfare guys. You like them.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, and there are some that I think are better done. For example, I do like what's his name? The prodigal son. I like him a lot. His design's really cool. It's still a masked character though, and people are like, well, that still fits your aesthetic. And I was like, but then there's the Hexbreaker, who's kind of like Hunt's variation on Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. That's what people call him. Even though I'm pretty sure that's not originally what he was designed for. I also think Devil's Advocate's really cool. The Deckhand is really cool.
Big fan of Deckhand. He's one of my characters in my little channel mythos.
Oh yeah, he's great. And then Killbuyer Speed, that man is he's been through some shit.
Yeah, he killed his own horse. I have a lore short for that, everybody.
Oh yeah, check those lore shorts out, by the way.
Yeah, check out the lore shorts that I don't make anymore. Check those out.
Right.
Add it
And
to my
then
list of canceled projects. There's like 8 of them.
and then there's
Fuck.
there's Hyale. Hyale's really
Oh,
fucking
I
cool looking.
love Hayali, dude. He's one of my favorites. The Shadow Dancer. I use him all the
Yeah.
time. He looks so cool.
And then there's another character who I feel like is underrated because I never see him. Is Scaramuccia.
Oh, dude,
The fuck.
Scaramouche. Yeah, no, I don't see him either. I don't use him. I think he's a very unique design. He's just a little too extra for me. I think it doesn't hit right for me when I use it. It feels weird.
Right, but that's the thing is that like it's that extra. I like the design, but would I be walking around the bayou in that fucking outfit? No.
Right.
Like, so to me, it's kind of like, I'm glad they because there's somebody out there that their favorite hunter is that person.
Everybody.
There,
There's so many identifiable hunters. There's something for everybody. A skin that you can use to represent you in the bayou. And that's why I'm glad Ghostface is here. Those,
yeah,
I don't want to call them normies. It sounds so condescending. The normies, the people that don't play Hunt, if they try Hunt because of Ghostface and they use that skin every game, fuck yeah, dude, we got more people in Hunt. And that's what these crossovers can do.
I was literally about to say that, like, because like if somebody picked up Hunt because of Ghostface and then finds other hunters that they like better because of whatever detail, like, for example, we could talk about like one of my favorites, Reaper. I love the fact that he has sickles all over him.
Yep.
Like, and it goes into his background because he used to be a farmer. So it's like, all right, cool. I love the fact that we have a crazed serial killer grandma and
Yep.
like that was skulking around in the basements and stuff like that, and she
Bro,
would kill people.
dog, we have a Canadian Mountie, bro, okay? It's great.
Yeah, no, we literally it's a conversation me and some of my friends who don't even play Hunt have.
We have
That
Vikings in Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, what those motherfuckers are goofy. Like I'm typically all for the Vikings. I'm like this dude's running around without a shirt on. He's about to get tetanus or something. But but I have this conversation pretty consistently with people that, like, if you want, like, you want to talk about because this is always a hot button topic no matter what, but like diversity in a game, as far as like all of these characters do not look the same. None of these characters look the same. It's so diverse, it's so out there. They took so many different inspirations. Like you have the Chinese hunters, the Japanese hunters, the Native American, or
Oh,
I
dude,
think
Tesh Wraith looks great.
Tesh Wraith looks great. All three of the event hunters look great, and I kind of hope they bring them back at some point. There's who else? There's the concubine. She looks amazing.
We just got the new one. Looks like straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which which one?
She just came out. She looks like a voodoo lady.
Oh, the hell's her name? I know. One of my friends picked them up, and they love her.
Like I know people diversity feels so forced, but in Hunt it feels so natural. All these people,
Yeah,
whether for fame, for glory, for desperation, to seek something, to find something, they're all coming to Louisiana to fight basically hell back hell itself back to the pits.
yeah.
And it's so cool to see.
Oh.
It is diversity done right. Nobody in this game, there's not a single hunter in the game that makes me feel pandered to in any way. They all feel so
Right.
natural and like they honor the traditions and the culture. It's incredible. It's one of the best things about Hunt. You can find somebody for your culture somewhere and you can love them and play as them every goddamn game.
Yeah, and if you haven't, just stick around for a minute because I'm pretty sure we'll get.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Give me.
Like we just got an Egyptian hunter, like that. The Shroud from the last event. She's pretty awesome looking. Not my favorite because she's fucking like completely covered head to toe in white. But it also kind of has that reminiscence of like things I've seen about like Egyptian dress and stuff. And actually, I just looked at the Night Mother, the one you referenced, that kind of looks like she's from Pirates.
Yep.
I did not realize she, because I hadn't read her lore. She actually is related to the Weird Sister.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh, like we're going back a little bit. Like, and again, this is why I love Hunt. And some little 1990s time traveling Ghostface ain't gonna stop me from playing the damn game. Like, so
Well, We've probably
put a pin
exhausted the
on it.
Ghostface topic, so put a pin in it.
Yeah, no, we'll put a pin on it. Hopefully they do better next time. If not, feedback is always listened to, despite what people want to think. So.
They listen every time. So our next topic is, oh my God, we basically added more topics in. This is supposed to be kind of quick, and we're like 40 minutes in. We do this every time. That's why some people love us, but some people hate us. Let's go ahead and move on to balance issues. We can start with the easy one, very controversial. Burning speed. I fucking hate it. Ooh, I was so mad, dude. Yesterday somebody hit me with a flare, and I burnt out the fastest I've ever seen. I was ready to punch a hole in my fucking wall. I was so mad at how quickly I burnt out, dude. I was so mad.
It's crazy. So
my fucking friend did not even have time to realize I was burning before I burnt out because he was in a fight. Oh my God.
And that's the thing, is that this is after a stealth patch, because this is another. We did just praise Crytek for having communication. I need them to communicate things like that specifically. Like, I don't need to figure out later that the burning speeds are better now than they were when they first dropped the patch, because it still doesn't feel good yet. And I don't know what it could be. I started bringing salve skin, and that seemed to help. But that's kind of like, that's one of the problems, is that like, it's, what do you do? Like, because I feel like, and I wish I had, like, we had more insight as to what their thought process with processing the feedback, because I feel like it was to burn out solos originally, and that's fine. But to be honest, like, solos, as a half solo player, because I play half solo, half teams, if you're not bringing 3 big bars as a solo, I don't know what you're doing with yourself, or if you want to play on hard mode, fair enough. But I was with you. I limited myself to only playing a couple times a week because of burning and how prevalent it is right now. I would like to see them roll back the fusies and flares to where it's like, it's a slower burn speed or chip damage or what have you. Would love that. Or bring rain back. That would be awesome. Would love rain to come back. But burning is such a weird topic right now. Like, because I can't even defend it. Like, there's nothing I can defend about it. I don't like it. Like, I don't like how prevalent burning is right now, because people will bring Dragon's Breath, burn off all your bars, and then burn you out in like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't know what the new times are. Somebody, I think, timed it, but it is what it is. Like, I hope they address it a bit better. But as far as that's concerned, it's like, it's ending fights before they even begin, and I'm just like, dude, this sucks. It doesn't feel good when that's the case, because it also kind of limits tactics too. Because a lot of people talk about Hunt being a little bit more what's the they talk about it being, where was I going with this? I think we have like a couple of criticisms levied at the speed of the game and how it feels faster, and this is not helping those criticisms of like being able to burn out a hunter just by like randomly chucking something or firing a flare in a direction, different things like that.
Sorry about that delay. I had an energy drink can that I, for the life of me, could not get open. I had to bust it open with a knife.
You're good, dude.
All right. So let's see. We were talking about balance issues.
And specifically burning, which I went over that. Like right now, even though they like stealth reverted some of the nerf.
Right.
I don't know how, it still doesn't feel great. It's better, but it doesn't feel great. Because like I was saying earlier, I think it kind of, it undermines tactical gameplay now.
Yeah. Do I defend this body? Do I loot this body? Do I leave? Do I camp the body? Do I push him now that he's down a teammate? It's just, I got his teammate. Pull out my fucking fusies, light him on fire. All right.
Yeah, done. Like, usually, sometimes people don't even bring choke bombs. And, you know, like, it's just like, it's in a weird spot right now, because I feel like they were going to change burning because of the solo problem, but then they nerfed / buffed Necro.
Solos are fine, dude. Like, oh god, I could go on for 30 minutes, dude. Any solo players in the audience, Noara, my boy, I streamed with you the other day with Hunt Lab. I respect the hell out of you. Solos are not easy, and I hate this this image that people try to give off, especially from the subreddit, that solos just have the game handed to them. They fucking don't. They're in a 1v3, sometimes 1v6 scenario. It is not easy for solos. It takes an entirely different playstyle, a different mindset, different loadouts, and a lot of skill to pull off solo gameplay effectively, especially, God forbid, you're at a high MMR. God forbid you're in 6 stars doing solos like Noara does. That's fucking miserable. So I'm fine with solos having some edges, and Necro is the healthiest it's ever been. So we can deal with burning. If burning needed to be buffed because of solos, whatever, solos are fine now. Let's tackle burning. It doesn't feel good to be pushed out of the game where you used to have 4 lives so goddamn quickly. Right.
And that's the thing, is that burning was meant as a tool to force people out of position. But now, especially at bounty sites, like basically bounty compounds or whatever, if the bounty's still there, sometimes I'll just let my teammates burn out rather than give up.
You have to.
And it feels bad because, yes, I'm down 1, but like I'm confident enough. And there's other people that would say, well, I don't feel confident enough in my abilities. I'm confident in my ability to try and at least clutch up. But the thing is, at the end of the day, there are people who don't have that confidence. There are people who don't have that skill. And I think it's worse, especially for onboarding new players. Oh, it's so bad. Like, I'm not saying burning somebody out needs to take like 20 minutes, but like, I feel it needs to kind of be closer to where it was, a little bit faster, but then have salve skin be the old burn speed.
Right.
Because I take salve skin now. Like a couple of my friends who I normally play with were joking. It's like, oh yeah, no, Deadman's taking salve skin so he doesn't rage. And I was like, yeah, y'all want me to play?
Yeah. It is not fun to burn somebody out. I don't even burn people out anymore myself. 90% of the time, I try to only use like poison or a bear trap or something because we're all here to play a goddamn game and have fun. I don't want to burn somebody out unless I feel like it offers me a huge tactical advantage. I don't want it to be just the immediate answer. Oh, I done him, burn him. Like, I hate that. I hate that mindset. It's terrible for the game. It removes people's extra lives, which are integral to the game, and its balancing. It removes agency from people who play, especially newer players. It's like, oh, I'm dead? I just spent 15 minutes walking around getting clues, and now I'm instantly dead, and my teammates can't res me because they got burnt out? Great. Awesome. Fuck this. And then they uninstall Hunt.
Right. And the thing is that a lot of, like there's a checks and balances with this stuff, right? Like, because you do want to punish people for making mistakes. That's how it goes. But like, for example, getting a flank shouldn't take you out of the game. Now, some people might say, well, you have a beetle. And I was like, yeah, but that's not a surefire way either. Yeah, there's a bunch of counters and stuff like that. But some of those counters force you into very precarious situations most of the time. Beetle probably being the safest one. And that's the thing, is that I would like to see more use of the beetle, but who's going to take that over a consumable that's more useful, like a dynamite stick? I mean, you might have the one odd duck that takes a choke beetle, but right now that's the other thing. That's the only other balance issue I would say technically, because I don't see it that much, but I do see it enough, is that the other 2 beetles are insane right now. Like the burn beetle and the regular stalker beetle.
Oh my God.
There is no reason to take choke beetles right now.
Dude, burn beetles. People just bring 4 of them and they just throw them at you and blow them up on you. And if you don't shoot them first, you're losing a quarter of your health. You're losing a chunk.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do know that there is a counter. You could sit in a choke cloud, and if the basically kind of like tunnel the or like create kind of like a hallway where you can run into a choke cloud, because it will deactivate the beetle if they run into a choke cloud. But that goes back into the other thing. Without Frontiersman, you only have 2 choke bombs.
Yep, and you need them for all this goddamn burning.
Right, and that's the other side of it. Is it cool to be able to do it? Sure, but my thing at the end of the day is that, and I was actually going to say this earlier, I almost feel like with the launch of Hunt 2.0, and I wish they could have done this without backlash, I'm almost like we're back in early access right now. Like, the way Oh, the way I said it to people is that even though like for me, I have frustrations with Hunt right now, burning beetles, but again, beetles is kind of like lower tier. They are a little bit ridiculous, but again, lower tier. My big thing is that 4 to 6 months, the game's probably going to be amazing to play.
It
Now,
already is in a lot of ways, dude.
sure.
And we'll get into this with Bounty Clash. I've been having some of the most fun I've ever had in Hunt in the last 4 weeks. It's been so good.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not saying that Hunt feels bad to play, because I feel like a good PvP game is those highs are really high, but when you have the frustrations like the burning, a trio that has 12 stalker beetles, those can really bring down playing the game. Does it get me off of it for good? Nah, I just probably get off for the night and just, try it again the next day or the day after. And like we said, we got that Reddit post about the trading becoming a bit better with the hit reg and stuff like that. And again, I love playing the game right now, even with all of the glitches. I'm having a blast. Like when I'm on it, I'm on it.
All right.
But
Now, Deadman, I'm going to hit you with a curveball here. I need your opinion as a certified hunter enthusiast, right? Sure. Shotguns, how do you feel about them? Because every time I stream, I've got like, let's see, I'm not even going to front. I have like maybe 5 fans total, max, that regularly watch my out of nowhere streams. But when they do, I'm constantly hearing bitching about shotguns. How do you feel about shotguns?
I think they're in a much better spot than they've been in years, personally. And to preface, I'm going to say this. I hate slugs. I think if you use slugs, you might as well use the sparks. That's my opinion on it. But I love the fact that my buckshot doesn't feel like it disappears 5 meters from the damn barrel. And I understand that getting used to something that was in place for, I'm not even going to say 6 years, because shotguns used to be way dumber. Because they used to basically have the flechette effect of bleed, but you could hit them like with buckshot further out, the more we can hit. But what I like about shotguns right now is that it honestly nets me more kills when the other person is using a shotgun, because even though they can aim punch me, they're not doing any damage to me. But I like that I can aim punch somebody and basically my friend can, or like a team member, because I don't typically play shotgun solo, can basically sideswipe them while I'm sitting there dealing with them. Let's say a Spectre. Do enough damage basically with 2 shots so they can down them with whatever rifle they're using. Like, I don't feel like I have to only rely on my pistol. And I think that's important, because they also, as a side effect of this, made the rival good.
So,
right,
go ahead.
Well, because the other side of it is that people would argue, right, that, oh, the rifle felt good because it had slugs. Oh, the rifle felt good because it has this. And I was like, yes, but the base variant of the rival sucked.
It did. It did suck. It didn't feel good.
Right, and then maybe this might be a hot take. I don't mind that the shorty hand cannons are better now, because there was no reason to take anything other than the fucking Romero, in my opinion. Like, you would see them occasionally. You see them way more now. They're very prevalent right now. But it opens up more options, and people were like scared of the Auto 4, and I was like, dude, the fucking Spectre Compact is better than the Auto 4. But again, I just like that I have that option, like I won't feel, because every time I took a hand cannon, I was like, I want this to be good. I want to do it. And the only way I could ever make it work, personally, was putting flechette in one of the flechette shotguns and pairing it with a high damage rifle, peppering them with the flechette, and then getting the final shot with the long ammo rifle that I would typically take, which was most of the time a Sparks. So, and now we have more options. Honestly, I'm more annoyed that the sawed-off rifles are better. But personally, I feel like shotguns are in a good spot. Probably use a little bit of tuning here and there, but I like where shotguns are sitting right now, ultimately.
All right,
Welcome back.
All right, so here is something that a lot of people, I think, need to remember about shotguns. The trade window is about to go from 800 milliseconds to 75. You are going to find that a lot of the time you are not going to trade with both of your shotguns anymore. One of you is going to get that kill, and it's going to feel a lot better when it's you. So even though the shotgun trades feel like they're every fucking game, that is going to be changing, especially once this new update comes out. And I think it'll feel a lot better. And you'll feel like shotguns aren't as bullshit as they are normally. When you kill somebody, they're not going to be killing you back every fucking time now. It'll be a lot better.
I agree. And I think currently where shotguns are and the trade window, it can be a little painful. But that's always been the nature of shotguns. And the fact that we're about to get it tightened up, I think is good. I like that.
100%.
But like I said, I'm happy with where shotguns are at right now because they feel I feel like I can shoot reliably further. And while some people are like, "Oh well, that sucks," and I was like, "Dude, slugs have existed for a while. Like shotguns can shoot absurdly long ranges with slugs." And I know like video game shotguns typically are like basically you have a blunderbuss and it's just a cannon that's meant to kill right in front of you, but like the games that get it like real kind of like accurate shotgun spread and damage are like it's absurd. Like because yes, shotguns are considered short range even still then, but you can still hit and kill people 50 meters out with a real shotgun, especially if it has like modifications on it. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily what needs to happen with Hunt. Like I don't need a choke shotgun. Like I don't need none of that. Give me interesting shotgun variants like the rival mace, which is awesome. I love that thing. But being able to take that stuff is nice. Like it's like, oh yeah, I can reliably take something and not have to worry about it. I love the fact that we have a rival trauma and the rival doesn't feel like a dog shit weapon anymore, that you might as well use the terminus and stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like the shotgun buff like makes the crown less scary, if anything. Because again, I know the Auto 5 just has this like status around it that it's like, oh, it's the best shotgun, blah 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 blah, you know. And I was like, well, I would see it a little bit more often, which I do right now. But I've always liked the Spectre better than that. And as far as fire rate, the Terminus is way scarier than the Auto 5 ever will be. Because Terminus with levering is insanely fast, especially with the levering buff.
It's my friend's favorite gun. Dragon's Breath Terminus with levering, dude, goes crazy.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Like people don't complain about the Terminus, but they'll complain about the clown and cringe all day. Like, like I fucking hate the crown. I can use it, but I get more reliable kills with literally every other shotgun.
Bro, I had a guy, dude, fucking, I think Noara called it the swing and win. That shit killed me, dude.
It's
got me with the swing and win.
Got me with the swing and win. Yeah, no, it's one of them for $600. It is one of the most inconsistent guns in the damn game. And again, that's for $600 because it used to be the rival was the most inconsistent shotgun. Because I'll tell you, it felt bad playing with the rival before this update. You get 2 really good hits on them and they don't die. And I was just like, why do I use you? I love the aesthetic of a double barrel, but why do you suck?
No, I do love the double barrel aesthetic, but all right. So I think balance issue wise, there unironically isn't a whole lot else that I want to talk about. I think the game is pretty fucking balanced right now, other than burning. And like the trade window, I guess. But the trade window is getting resolved and burning will be tackled. So it's like, what the heck else could you talk about? I can't think of anything else that makes me go, man, this sucks in Hunt, balance-wise.
The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that we've had this issue with Dum Dum for a while. And then they just put it on this fucking sniper.
The Maynard sniper, baby. Dude. Any hit in the chest kills in less than 1 second if you don't stop the bleeding.
Yeah, within 30 meters easily. Like, I have hip fired that thing. It's basically...
It's a piss missile, dude. It's a laser if you hip fire it.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. I do like the Maynard, and that's hilarious coming from me because I hate fucking snipers. And the the challenges this week were out to get me because they were like, you need to use a sniper weapon. I was like, you fuck.
Sniper, pistol, poison hunters. It was brutal challenges this week. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and the thing is, I don't mind the pistols at all, because I would just realistically take in 2 uppercuts and call it a day if I was gonna do that. Or one of my other memes to get pistol damage was to take in 4 conversion pistols, like, and just go to town. And like we were saying earlier, and this could probably segue into our next one, but Bounty Clash is the way to get that damage done now.
Oh,
It's so
good, dude.
It is really good. I do think like you and I have talked about, as far as like the mode itself is great. Does it need work? Sure. There's a reason it's a limited mode right now, because they're working on it. But they wanted to see how it performed, because let's be real, the last thing they tried to add game mode wise was trials, and nobody played that shit.
Yep.
People actually asked me to log into their account to do the challenges, because I'm one of the few people that actually did trials all the way to the end. Because I had fun with them, but I understand why people didn't like them. Like, because they were kind of uninspired. Like, there were some that were really cool, but then there were some that were just fucking annoying.
Yep.
And I did them all. I did all of them. The only part of Trials mode I wish would come back is being able to wander the map by yourself.
Yeah, that would be great for my videos, Crytek, where I have to record 100 angles of a fucking rock getting killed by people.
Right. And I hope it's something that they're re-implementing at some point, because the only other thing is that in that environment, do they allow you to take guns in? Do they allow you to, like, do you just wander the map as just a hunter, basically? I think it would also be good to practice on different AI, but like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I would love to see a mode, like, I would like to see that portion of the mode come back, or roll that in with custom games, because one of the things that we talked about, not you and I specifically, but me and a couple of other friends, Bounty Clash might be the first step to custom games.
It would be so good. Oh, dude. Oh my, dude, I've talked about, okay, I have been on a tirade about wanting custom games for a long time. Years.
Oh, yeah.
Years. And then in my videos, from day one, I've been talking about wanting custom games.
Yeah.
Bounty Clash customs would go unreasonably hard. It would be good for content creation. It would be good for large friend groups. It would just be good for practice. It would be incredible.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the hang-up is, because there has to be a hang-up somewhere, right? And I think the hang-up is like, because also Bounty Clash is not completely separate, right? It still relies on your bloodline rank. It still relies on your money. And I wonder if they have problems without separating your progression in the game with custom games. Because, like, as another example, because you and I have both played this, Kill Your Friends in Dead by Daylight.
Yep.
They have everything unlocked for you, even if you don't have the killer or survivor. You have every perk unlocked. Everything is all max level in Kill Your Friends, because it doesn't matter. It's separate.
It's for fun, and that's what it could be in Hunt. Let everybody take whatever loadouts they want, give people the option to mess with the lobby settings to make it so, like, only pistols, only primary, like only rifles, only long ammo, only medium ammo, whatever. Give people the ability to add restrictions so that people don't have to do a gentleman's agreement, and then also give everybody access to everything for free. They don't get anything out of it. They don't leave with the loot, but they get to play the game, and it would be so much goddamn fun.
I agree. And that's why I said I would be interested in seeing, like, the logistics of that, because they did say they want to bring it. But, like, the logistic, and mainly the logistics being, like, do you just get all of the trait points in the beginning, like, just to start? Do you get access to all the tiers of weapons? Like, do you have just a level 100 bloodline rank and you just have your skins available? And that's what I'm wondering, is that, like, are they having trouble separating the main part of the game from, like, a custom lobby without it causing problems?
I think so. Here's my thought, and follow me here, because it involves a little bit of a timeline. Over time, we have gotten what I would like to call profiles in the game. Something where, especially now with the new HUD update, the UI update, we have what I could call profiles, where you can favorite weapons that you like, where you can choose your health chunks ahead of time. All of these things could easily just be plugged right into the custom game mode system, where they can make it so that you can make a profile where you basically have a custom loadout that only works in that system. You get to pick the skin, you get to pick the weapons, the skins for the weapons, the consumables, the loadout, the traits. All of that is just a given. You get whatever you want, and then you make that profile for the custom game, and when you load in with that profile. And then that's separate. It's entirely unrelated to your loadout and your arsenal, and that could just be as simple as that. Because if you remember, Soul Survivor, back in the day, before they got put right into your hunter loadout, you would have to go to a separate shop to buy, well, for free, but to pick up those lone survivors that you won the game with in Lone Survivor. Similar to that, they already had the code for a separate list of hunters before. And I'm not saying they could plug it directly into 2.0, but that tells me that they're capable of doing it. And
Yes,
I want to know what the issues are, because they're so open with all this communication. But if there's a problem with something that restricts their ability to work with it, they never give us the communication on that. It's like they don't want to show weakness. Like, just tell us so that we can stop speculating and understand that you're working on it, but it takes time.
Right. No, and I think that's like kind of like one of the big things lately, right? Is that, there is enough communication to keep us satiated, but there's other stuff we have questions for. And, I don't know how many people, I know a ton of people would be happy with something like custom games. Like, that'd be silly for people to just be like, well, custom games are going to ruin the game. Shut the fuck up. It sounds like fun. But that's what I'm curious about, is that like, is it just like one of those things that's being worked on the back burner, so to speak? Like, there is like a small part of the team that's working on it.
Like two fucking guys on the weekends, maybe once in a while.
Yeah. Like they're doing it in the background because the main draw of the game is to go into Bounty Hunt and go into, now Bounty Clash, and then, have that stepping stone. But I would be interested to see it. I also think the other side of it is that, do they have the server space to support that at the same time? I imagine they do. But
they told us they got more servers and upgraded servers with 2.0.
Yeah.
And even before that.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, there's definitely they have those things. But I'm wondering if there's like how much stress would private games. I imagine it can't be. And again, this is just me just cherry picking, right? I'm not saying this is one way or the other. But I'm wondering if it's just like, if it's a problem where like they have the server space, but like having maybe the server recognize the difference between the games or something like that. I'm not sure. And I kind of hope we get news about it sooner rather than later. They're still dealing with like 2.0 launch issues.
Oh my god, the performance still sucks balls. So when you load into a game, you're playing Minecraft for the first 10 seconds. It just won't load the textures.
Yeah, no, and it does. And I feel like once you get into the game, it works just fine. But I still experience crashes occasionally. Which kind of sucks.
Yep. The last few days I've been having this the disconnect issue where it just won't let you connect to the game, and you basically have to give up that hunter.
Yeah, and honestly, the first time, like if I load in, or starts to load in, and then it gives me the disconnect screen, that is disconnected, I just hit escape immediately. It saves my hunter. Because, like, most likely the other two on my team will also have the same issue, and we just go back to lobby, and usually gives us our shit. Not saying it always works, but I would say 95% of the time it has worked for me. But, I am curious to where they're going to go with Bounty Clash, and I wonder if they're going to make it its own separate mode. But I do like that it is limited right now, because as much as I like the mode, I'm getting kind of tired of the same 4, 5, 6 compounds when you have
4, 5, 6 compounds. Everybody's got the same goddamn loadout. It plays out the same. I get it. Bounty Clash for me is getting less and less and less and less and less fun the more I play it, because it's just more of the same. People have broken it down to a science. This is something common in other games. League of Legends players, you poor fuckers, I used to be one of you, you'll understand my pain. When they add a new game mode to a game, it only takes a few weeks until all these sweat lords break it down to a science and take all the fun out of it.
Right. And that's the thing is that, like, I feel like Bounty Clash is kind of missing that right now, but like because it was available so long this time, I saw more snipers, like people not engaging with the actual objective and just not doing anything. Like to the point where I vocally got irritated about it. Like,
Yep.
and it's just it's not fucking fun. Like I don't like dealing with snipers any damn way, but this dude was not engaging with anything, and good on him. He played better than I did because he caught my head 2 or 3 times, and but still, fuck you. Basically, is what it would be at the end of the day.
Based.
But and he played it right. But people that were saying like that Bounty Clash is dominated by shotguns aren't necessarily incorrect, because it is in a similar way to Soul Survivor, where like shotguns kind of win most of the time, but honestly, well-placed frag, well-placed dynamite, well-placed shot would be nice. Like, like that basically still guarantees you. Like the headshot is the great equalizer, right? But I've beaten shotguns levering with the Winnie, especially with the levering changes. And I think now that I look at it, I think the levering changes were made because Bounty Clash was going to become a thing.
Yep.
The shotgun changes were made because Bounty Clash is going to become a thing, because people are going to want to have, your Mosins, your Labels, your Krags, but then, you get to a building and it's like, well, shit, I just have this pistol and I don't have fanning, and it's not a double action pistol. I don't have a Dulcis round. Shit. But then you have a double barrel on your back. Whatever, bro. Like, and does it guarantee you the kill? No. However, I will talk about, because, talking about Bounty Clash, that also came with it. Obviously, there was the event. The bomb launcher, fucking fun. Love that stupid thing.
Dude, the China Lake. They added the China Lake for Black Ops 2 to the fucking game.
Right.
Oh, and the bomb launcher is so much fun, dude. It is the perfect amount of ass that makes it so much fun to use.
Oh, yeah. No, though, honestly, one of my favorite builds with this, people are going to call me crazy. I had Quartermaster, because it's realistically what you're going to bring in a bomb launcher with, is a Quartermaster loadout. One, it's a great PvE tool, but what I also like is that they gave it those harpoons, and the harpoons are nutty. But the loadout that I did, that I had like really like not insane luck, we still lost, but I had a full-size crossbow with regular bolts and shot bolts, and then I had harpoons and frag charges on the bomb launcher. And it's like the non-explosive harpoons specifically, because I wanted to try them out. I got 2 very long-range crossbow shots, which I was very proud of, to the point that the bounty team was kind of scared. They were like, damn, because they would hear the crossbow go off and then somebody would die. But I loved using the bomb launcher to force people out of position. And then the other thing I really like about the bomb launcher is that the harpoon makes it almost like an intro to the crossbow, like, because it reloads faster than the lance. And that, I think, was a good choice, because it kind of allows you to kind of get that like ballistic drop in there, but it makes it really like almost easier to use than the crossbow, because the crossbow has those goofy sights and whatever, but the bomb launcher is very accurate. But like you said with the China Lake, if you have the wax frag charges, you got to aim that motherfucker up like 45 degrees, I think, to have any sort of range on it, and it's not easy to do. But I love it. The only thing I haven't really messed around with in the event is the Centennial Point Man, because I don't really see a reason for it. Like, okay, it's a fucking shorty marksman. I like the name though, the Centennial Point Man. That's pretty cool. But the launcher's probably been my favorite addition for this event, because it's like, okay, the bomb lance got a little bit of love, because then I tried the harpoon on the actual bomb lance, and it actually is like, okay, like it makes the bomb lance a little bit more tolerable at ranges, like without, again, having to rely on a pistol. And also providing a good option for just killing PvE, to be honest with you.
Yep. So, Bounty Clash covered. We've talked about all of our topics generally. I think what we could do for the lore here, which would be kind of fun, because Harvest, we were just going to cover Harvest, and his lore, or its lore, I should say, is not super deep. So what we can do is cover all of the lore in the Battle Pass, including Harvest, because they added multiple different weapon skins into this Battle Pass that are used by current hunters that we have, including a charm. So it offers more lore for several hunters, and I think that would be fun.
No, I agree. There's definitely, like, I did look at that, and I looked more after that, and I was like, oh yeah, no, they have some really cool stuff.
So I suppose we'll begin with Harvest Day. It's the Battle Pass skin that you get the moment you buy the paid track. You get it immediately. Born... Okay, wow. Harvest Day. Born...
Don't sound like a horse, goddamn, bro.
Born from the seed of autumn's taste for darkness, Harvest rises from wormy fields of rotten gourds to feast on daylight. His hunger for souls is insatiable, and his penchant for suffering marks the coming of a most dreadful season of reaping. So, with this first paragraph, the first version of the skin that you unlock, they don't tell you much. Honestly, you could interpret this as this guy being Harvest. Just an insane lunatic, maybe an evil spirit in the flesh, wears a pumpkin for his goddamn head, come to reap on the day of Halloween. But, as you'll come to find out with the additional layers of the skins you can unlock, there's actually a lot more to it, and it's pretty vague intentionally. So, we'll continue. Harvest Dusk. As pumpkins are smashed and blood spills upon the soil, Harvest brings about a killing dusk. Hauntings burden the minds of troubled hunters. They shoot and slit and stab and set fires while whispering in tongues. Each ghost they harvest digs his roots deeper. So it's here that they allude to it being a spirit manifesting in people. It's taking over the minds of these men. We've seen this before with tons of other folks. The bayou does crazy things to people. It's the water. Remember Healing Waters Church and the Reverend. The water eventually gets to people, and stuff starts to happen that is supernatural, and that's where Harvest comes in. This is alluding to Harvest being an evil spirit of nature taken over these men, these troubled hunters, and overcoming their minds to utilize them in harvesting. We continue to the last variant of the skin. You get it on the last level of the Battle Pass. That would be Harvest Midnight. The coolest version of the skin, in my opinion, but Harvest...
He is really cool.
It's so cool.
His little intro where he just stabs the pumpkin like 4 times. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
It's so awesome. Midnight descends upon every hunter as a castle of rotting tendrils and pulsing pits of pumpkin guts. All who resist his season are blinded by an orange fuming moon. The light from their souls glows helplessly as October's great carved mouth swallows them whole. So I think it's here that they are fully telling us Harvest is an evil spirit of the holiday. He has come to life, taken over one of this hunter's body, possibly 3 hunters. It's hard to tell. I think it might be interpreted as 3 different hunters wearing a pumpkin on their head because their bodies do look a little different. And they have the different names like Harvest Day, Dusk, and Midnight. But it's hard to tell because if I look closely at the head, oh yeah, it's definitely different people because the mask is different.
Yeah.
The pumpkin carving, I should say, the pumpkin carving is different. So these are 3 different people who have been taken over by Harvest, the evil spirit, to reap on the day of Halloween.
Oh yeah. No, and what I love about them is that they actually have like just the little pumpkins. Well, not even little pumpkins. I'm pretty sure those are like turnips or something on their belts.
Yep.
For the original variant of Halloween. And no, they're pretty cool. Like, and some people were like, "Oh, these guys look super goofy and whatnot." And I was like, "Dude, that's like, I don't know."
Yeah, man, repeat the last thing you just
wild.
said. I'll mix it out.
Oh, you're good. No, some people were like, "Oh, these guys are like weird looking. They're goofy. Like they don't." Again, one of those things don't belong in Hunt. But like for me, I love their aesthetic, and also I like how it evolves because you have Day being like the tier 1 hunter, right? And then you get tier 2 with Dusk, where he has a little bit more clothes, and then you have Midnight, where he's got the tier 3, kind of like some of the makings of that, and they also have 3, like in the intros, 3 very different personalities. Like you got almost the goofball in the first one, like he's very just like whatever, and then the second one who's like kind of pretty much gone crazy, And then you have the third one, which has accepted his insanity, has a show of like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna stab you kind of energy going there for it.
Now that
And I
I'm
like
thinking
that.
about it, maybe they are the same guy. It does allude to in the lore that it does take over different people, troubled hunters. But now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, let's look at the animation, right? The first animation, Harvest Day. He's literally trying to take off the helmet. He's trying to get the pumpkin off his head. He's trying to retake his body and overcome this soul that has overtaken him. He has some turnips carved on his body hanging around. This is the beginnings of the curse, right? And then the second one, at the beginning, he still has some semblance of sanity. He's trying to get the pumpkin off of his head. But then he's coming to the conclusion, you know what, maybe this isn't all that bad. And not just that, but maybe he's losing that control there. He's finally succumbing to it. And in the end, Harvest has him. This is Harvest in the flesh. It's no longer this hunter anymore. It is just Harvest, and he's playing with us by stabbing the pumpkin, throwing it around, having a good time. He has taken over this man's body completely, and he is now in the flesh. This is Harvest himself. So I do think it actually is the same guy. They make it hard to tell, and they do allude to it happening to multiple people, but I will say this is probably the same guy, and this is just the 3 different stages of Harvest taking over his body, which is pretty cool. I kind of wish they gave the hunter a name, but you know, it's whatever. They didn't want to make it too personal for this guy. They wanted it to all be about Harvest, the spirit taking over this guy's body. So I get it.
Yeah. Well, and having that like that Harvest, like you just call him Harvest, like
Yep.
he's become that physical manifestation of that entity. So it's pretty cool. I like him. And again, it kind of goes back into that dark humor aspect
Yep.
of like, you know, along the lines of something like Red Shirt or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you kind of look at it and it's like, this man's got taken over by a pumpkin. He's kind of fucking crazy. But, you know, it's kind of where it's at. And I like all of the allusions to like, you know, All Hallows Eve and shit like that because it's fun. That's kind of how Hunt's normal Halloween events would be. Because people were like, "Oh, we're getting an actual Halloween event this year." It's like, yeah, we got one last year. What are you talking about? But I do say it was very much less Halloween focused, I think, because of timing. But
Yeah.
now it feels, you know, this feels very appropriate across the board.
All right, so now let's figure out, because I'm pretty sure each of the individual skins that are in the pass are representative of a hunter. Most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
So some of them are just generic skins, but some of them specifically mention a hunter by name. Some of them allude to a hunter. I'm trying to figure out if we can figure out who these are for, if they are for somebody.
Yeah.
So we could start with Calvira Torch. I don't know if this is for a person or if this is just a generic skin.
The
Dynamite.
the Fusey.
The Fusey, sorry.
Yeah. Some hunters honor those they've killed while in search of bounties. They keep the skulls of their victims as an offering to death. That sounds like some blood god shit. And set them alight with these fusees on the last night of the dying season.
Great skin, by the way.
Very, very good skin. I'm a little disappointed it doesn't have a different flare light.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if they're also avoiding that because the lighting engine kind of freaks out sometimes. But one of the interesting things is that that's the same design that came with Vaquero. And actually, since probably better to just cover, I guess, skin families, if you will. If you go over to the Bullet Coffin, which is 20, that one has the same similar Day of the Dead designs, but it mentions Sophia by name.
Right.
So it's definitely.
All right. I know this wasn't intentional, but I'm just gonna put it out there. That purple tape on the side looks like it says Uwu, and I can't unsee it. Go into the 3D view of that ammo crate and look at the box on the side. The purple tape on it. It looks like it says.
Oh, the fucking the special ammo box, AHA thing.
It
That's
looks
funny.
like it says Uwu. Come on, Crytek.
Oh, that's been in the game forever. Like they've definitely said that. But yeah, no, I actually like the lore on this because it's a repurposed thing. This to me feels very Hunt because it looks like the Day of the Dead thing, right? It's got the skull on it. It's got the Day of the Dead livery on it, we'll say. livery, something like that. This ammo box once held sugar skulls for the Day of the Dead, but the Candyman's village withered from famine until only he was left. Dying, he took his keepsake to his goddaughter, Sophia. Now she fills it with bullets to remember him by, which is badass. I'm just like, wow, you just repurpose that. Like, dude loved his goddaughter, basically, is what it came down to.
Dude,
And
I
then
love this ammo box. I'm just like in awe of the art on this. This is stuff you don't see in game. I'm so happy to have this full 3D dynamic view system in Hunt 2.0 because it really shines.
Yeah. And then on top of that, the other one, and I actually like looked at it recently, but like Torment's Trio is also in that same one, 3 levels ahead. That is also Day of the Dead inspired.
Yep.
And it looks cool as hell. It doesn't reference anything, I don't think.
And the fact that these 3 are just generic tells me it probably doesn't. We don't really have a Cinco de Mayo hunter, so
Yeah, like I said, Vaquero is the one that has all of these style skins because he came with a Lamet, a True Shot, and a med kit that has the Day of the Dead look. And what I like is that they're actually fleshing out some of these weapon or these skin families, right?
Yep.
Because we go into this and it says they say a hunter dies 3 times when he is killed. The first when the gunshot is heard, second when the bullet enters the body, and finally the third when the bullet reaps the soul. The drilling shorty celebrates and delivers all 3, which is funny because yes, the fucking drilling, which I hadn't seen for a while, seems to be making a slight comeback. I like, for again, circling back to Bounty Clash a little bit, I think the drilling is actually one of the best guns to bring into Bounty Clash.
great gun.
It's an amazing gun. I don't know. Is there another Day of the Dead one? I don't think so. Yeah, because the shots are not that. No. Okay, so those were the 3 Day of the Dead ones that kind of go with like Vaquero and Sophia. But the interesting thing that I've liked is actually the like on the Scottfield Swift, we just got that new skin, Deadman's Anthem, which I feel like I have to run because, you know, the name. It's very reminiscent of Funeral Dirge, which is a Bornheim skin that came out almost 2 years ago, I think, or last year. I don't remember which one, but I remember it coming out, and I was like, "That's a really cool skin," but I never used the Bornheim. I still bought it, but now I'm seeing it. It's on the Scotty Swift, which is said the Scottfield Swift is for the cornered hunter about to breathe their last. Its bullets play a welcoming fanfare to the dead, an announcement for them to watch out for the new ghost on its way to join their ranks. So they've definitely done a lot to make it like specifically Halloween spooky. But it's hard to like pin down a hunter, I guess. Because like I know that's one of the reasons we're looking at this right now, but it's hard to pin down a hunter for this stuff.
Right.
Like and I'm okay with legendary items and weapons having their own story and they're kind of just passed around, right? Like that stuff's kind of cool. But let me see, because there was another one. Ooh, this one mentions a location. The did you see the shorty?
Yes, yep, they all do actually. Besides, so there's a few of them that do. So the Centennial Shorty Silencer Burial Hymn. When the wind whistles through the stones of Blanchett graves, careful listeners say they hear a prayer made from the sobs of those who buried their loved ones there. The Centennial Shorty Silencer draws in echoes of their weeping to keep its bullets hushed.
Yeah, and I love that.
No, I love mentioning locations. So many people, they just play the game for the gameplay, right? The disconnect between the lore and the locations and the hunters, it all doesn't connect. But then you have these little lore bits that just pull it all together.
Yeah. Well, and I like that they're not forgetting about the bayou.
Yep. With Mammoth's Gulch, that was a big concern, yeah, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that they're kind of alluding to those locations still. There's still legends going on there. I think even the last lore dump that they had for the last one, and I would actually say, like, as a quick aside, that's one of my it's a small criticism, but it's a criticism. I'm wondering why there wasn't lore for Harvest of Ghosts specifically, but maybe they're just gearing up for the next one. They just didn't have anything that fit as far as Harvest of Ghosts went.
Time. I think it definitely was time.
I would agree. Maybe the winter event will bring the lore back and do all sorts of other things.
Oh my god, dude! I didn't even see the stamina shot skin. Hot Spring Sake? It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
The katana,
Yeah.
that's awesome. This
Yeah.
is sick.
Oh yeah, they
my
have
God.
some cool stuff. The Spark skin I just unlocked. I was the same thing as the other two. That one talks about pitching crematorium.
Right, yep. The, let's see here. Let me pull that up. Oh, the Cadaver song. Strange sounds were heard at pitching crematorium late at night when the fuel ran out, but the flames somehow continued to burn. The unearthly arias of those fed to the unholy fires prematurely infused the sparks bullets with the agony of their eyes.
Wild, 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 wild. And I think that's it for the. I'll call that the Cadaver family.
Yep.
But like, yeah, like the Hot Spring Sake. That's our third Japanese hunter. Like, because we have Kendoka.
Yep.
Now
Kendoka looks sick.
He looks awesome. Granted, it's just kendo gear, but also at the same time, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
What I like about it is that they're also making it to where you can really, even as a trio, have matching skins. You know, so it's not just two.
Representing the boys. Yep.
Yeah, and with him, Kendoka survived decades of Shobu death matches where each victory stained his record even more ever more red. His skill earned him the role of bodyguard for a cruel warlord. When opportunity arose, Kendoka impaled him on a bamboo shinai and fled with his trove of weaponry. And then that stamina shot is in there. And it doesn't reference him specifically, but it like Hot Spring Sake, like that's very on the nose.
It's right next to him too in the battle pass.
Yeah. Yeah, because I also just unlocked that skin, and I'm probably gonna put it on my stamina shots now because
same thing with Honor's Gift, the conversion.
Yeah, Honor's Gift, and that one looks cool. I don't know how often I'll use it, but it's been years since we got a conversion skin, so I'm glad it's at least getting something.
I think it's a little extra. I'm not a huge fan of it, but
yeah, no, it's not going to replace the ones that I use. I use mainly Faultless, but Faultless is also probably one of the more rare conversion skins because it was during Light the Shadow, and Light the Shadow had 2 battle pass lines, which was interesting. I kind of miss those days, but.
So we've still got some other things to cover here for lore bits. They mentioned that this battle pass actually, although it didn't have lore, it mentioned a lot of hunters with the skins. So we have the Witch Scratcher Charm. The Penitent, I brought him up earlier, the guy that cut off his own face and dipped it in a salt-dipped sack.
Fucking weirdo.
I know, right? The Penitent's, his name is Damien. The Penitent's taste for pain is something that every hunter should fear. He fashioned this charm with pieces of the bloodthirsty whips that gave him his scars, binding it with barbed wire as a promise to himself that he'll never stop paying his suffering.
Absolutely. And I like I like that because even mentioning that, there's Tooth Blossom earlier in the past, which is many curiosities and wonders find a home in Mama May's garden. The teeth in this weapon charm are pruned from a man trapped in the plank of a sunken steamboat going back to Tide of Shadows.
That's
his.
Oh!
Yeah, that was because that is
the captain!
Yeah, they're referencing that the Tides trilogy in that.
Wait, that's what the hell is his name? I have a lore short for him.
Captain Latif or
Berman Lafitte, dude. Berman Lafitte. This is his fucking teeth. Because he's the only steamboat captain we know of that is a living zombie. That's crazy.
Yeah, because it was saying in the plank of a sunken steamboat because he was trapped. I remember that was a whole lore segment, and I need to quit being lazy and actually upload those lore segments to have them on YouTube.
That is so cool, knowing the details there. So now we know Mama May had a run-in with him. And here's the thing. We don't know who actually saved Captain Lafitte. We only know that a wayward soul, I think it's how it's described, or a forsaken soul, one of the two, found him, fished him up, lubed his guts with oil, and set him on his way. So
yeah, and his and the last line of that, his cries have long since stopped, but his teeth keep growing. Boy, like, and that to me is also just a reference to like seafaring creatures like sharks and stuff, where they just have teeth that keep growing. But there was also I think a third charm that references the Ronin.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's the Omamori. Symbols of protection are rare in lands ravaged by corruption. So here's one thing. This confirms to us that this corruption isn't happening in just Louisiana and Mammoth's Gulch. This is happening overseas. So this is happening worldwide right now. We have so many places we could go in the hunt. This is worldwide. The world is getting taken over by corruption, and humanity is fighting back against these evil forces. That's so cool to see. So, in trying times, Ronan affixes this charm to his weapon to transform it into something new, an instrument of vengeance instead of mere defense, a promise that its holder, a promise to its holder that they shall triumph. Very cool.
Absolutely. Love it. And then the last one, I have a personal, I'm going to get this. Like normally I get the final charm anyway, but this one definitely want to get because it's crop and coal, two wrapped up sickles. Snuffing a soul out of existence is a task that comes naturally for the Reaper. He works tirelessly to cull the never-ending herd of overzealous hunters, embellishing his weapons with this charm to encourage only the cleanest of cuts be made in his name.
So sick, dude. I love how these little bits tie the hunters together. Because it's so easy to forget that all of these people are working in the same organizations. They are literally co-workers, most of them. Some of them are random-ass people who aren't even a part of, say, the AHA. They're just out hunting by themselves as lone wanderers, nomads in a sense. But many of these people are co-workers from around the world. So it's so interesting to see how they interact together. And the Reaper killing overzealous hunters to kind of cull the weak in the organization, dude. That is so him. That is awesome.
Yeah. No, and the overzealous ones, like kind of the ones that are more fervent, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's even better. And actually, I just looked at the arguably my favorite set of skins in this one is my absolute favorite skin. I don't own it yet, but my favorite skin is the new Semi-Trauma skin, the Skullbreaker.
Oh, the Kane set.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Kane is mentioned on the Bone Rattler.
Yep, and they're all bone themed, so that kind of tells you they're all Kane skins.
Yeah.
He's the bone guy.
He is the bone guy, but what I like is that if you read the New Army one, it says some skeletons remember their deaths. They recall the impact after a fall, a knife puncturing skin, or lead shattering bone. This new army is inlaid with bones stolen from the Hunter Kane. Ones that remember a last stand with no way out but a coffin.
Oh.
Badass. Love that.
So these aren't Kane skins. It's Kane's fucking bones?
So it like the skulls on his back, if I remember right, are his unit. Like all of those bones and stuff were people that I think he went crazy and killed, and people stole them from him and now have made these 3 skins.
That is so cool. That adds so much detail to this.
Yeah. And like the Skullbreaker, decorating pieces of bone from its many victims. This Centennial Trauma has a long and deadly history. This rifle excels at dealing damage out in its namesake, taking down anything in its sights. And then you go to the Taste of Marrow, the regen shot, which will, when I unlock it, will probably be my new default regen shot skin. I like the last one from the Trappers. This one, I have to say, like a little bit better. But they say deranged hunters will eat anything to survive. When times are tough, they suck the marrow from bones and devour whatever else they find. One even swallowed this regeneration shot whole, though it did them little good. I love that shit.
Bro, if you zoom in on it, this regen shot looks disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Like the liquid
100%.
inside, this is beyond old. This is rotten. This would not heal a human being. This would kill you.
Yeah. No, it's grody. Yeah, it's got some marrow in there. Like there's 100% some marrow in there, but I love the detail on it. Like
there's so much detail, dude. People don't appreciate the dedication that Hunt has to this world, and that's partly why people are mad about Ghostface and stuff. I get it. He's like,
yeah,
no other game do you get this level of detail down to the rusty metal on the goddamn regeneration shot skin. It's so cool.
Yeah. And then one of the other ones, I know we haven't covered like every skin, but I just looked at the crossbow Deadeye, the Shooter's Joy.
Yeah, I skipped past that. Let me go back.
Yeah, it's 32, but it does reference 2 hunters. Pappy Redneck being... I love that they still reference the redneck. But it's Pappy Redneck bought this crossbow Deadeye from William Carter. So that's the fancy dude with the hat and had
that's Carter. Yep.
Yeah, Carter for a jug of swamp tears, which I want to know what the fuck that is.
Probably moonshine.
Yeah, because I think one of my friends bought something from the Hunt store that it's like a poster of swamp tears, and I was like, that actually sounds pretty badass. But he passes long October nights shooting at owls with it, believing them to be devil chickens hell bent on cursing his poultry. But no matter how many die, more keep coming, which is one supernatural, but it also tells me is that he's bored and he's shooting at owls at night. So
God, the redneck is such a funny character, dude.
Yeah, he's funny because he's like he's a good man, but he also has his he's eccentric on top of it, right? And I love that. I love that they're like, there's no really normal people in this world. So like, as you even look at the other hunters that came with it, the Bloody Red Riding Hood.
Yep.
You look at her, she's like, she is 100% like on the nose reference to Red Riding Hood.
Yeah,
like even in her lore. Yeah. But again, also the Night Mother, like we were talking about earlier, she's somehow related to the Weird Sister. So it's cool. I like that they're expanding out. And I think honestly, if we want to talk about staying true to the Hunt core, the Bloody Red Riding Hood, that makes sense. Like as far as a good skin that references something outside of the Hunt universe, that one is probably one of the better examples of it. And she has two versions. She's got the wolf hood on the other one, which is pretty cool. But overall, love the lore. Like the little lore bits that we got, it's good.
God, I love Hunt, dude. Anytime I start to fall out of the game because of gameplay or whatever, I end up looking at these skins, looking at the lore bits, and it just pulls me in every goddamn time. Crytek, write a book, please. Write some books. I will buy them. I will read them. Like 40K, please. Get some fucking novels out. You want somebody to help? Hit me up. I would love to write this lore. I love this game so much.
I'd love to take a crack at a book.
That's what 100%. I'm saying, bro. Oh my god. Fucking I'm about to make a fan fiction for Hunt, dude.
Hey, that's how writers get started sometimes, dude. Like,
oh god. Hey, people in the comments, all 5 of you that are gonna get this far in the podcast, if you're interested in seeing a fan project like that, like fan fiction, Hunt Showdown type of stuff, like maybe some fan fiction journal entries or something, hit me up. Let me know if that's if you'd be interested in seeing that.
Yeah,
I did a little bit of that in my Exploring Hunt series, my last one for Grizzly Lodge, but I would love to do that.
Yeah, no, and that's the project I told you about that I eventually want to do if I didn't have a bajillion other things going on right now. Like that falls in that category. It's fan related fiction.
Yep.
But it's still going to pay homage to everything that's current in Hunt. I'm not going to take some things out. I may focus on some hunters more often than other because I feel like they may fit the story better. But if it gains traction, I don't see a reason why I couldn't cover every hunter and like how it happened and stuff like that, or maybe come up with some crazy situations, or like I think somebody said it's like call it Legends of Hunt or something like that. I mean, easily you could do like Legends of the Bayou. You could easily call it that.
I agree.
Do all that thing and have like a reference to it. You never know.
You never know.
So.
Well, that was our lore segment. That was a fun one. We got to cover a lot of little things instead of one big thing. That was cool. We talked about. We rambled a little bit. It's been a while. We're at a little out of practice, but we definitely covered a lot of stuff today. So, per usual, hunters, if there's anything else you're looking forward to from us or me or this channel or whatever, let me know in the comments. Head to the community tab, reply to some of my posts, etc. You guys are the best. You guys know what's up. You're always around doing cool stuff, and it's always a pleasure to see you guys and listen to you and get your opinions, see your comments, all that stuff. Deadman, where can people find you?
When I'm active, it's still Deadman's Hal. That's where I'm at on YouTube. Like I said, eventually I'll get around to editing those previous event vidges, if you will. And then once they're up there, if anybody ever wants to go back and reference them, literally no bullshit. There's no intro. There's no outro. It's literally just the event lore from start to finish. I think there's 1 or 2 up there now. I don't remember which. I haven't looked in a minute. But that's where I'm at. And also I'm in Horse's Discord. If anyone has any questions about even old hunt, or, you know, if you just want to talk about stuff, I'm cool with it. You know, even if you want to debate me, you say, hey, dude, your opinion sucks. Come on, come at me. I don't care.
You know what's up. All right. And then if anybody, I'll tell you what, let me mention our Patreon and YouTube members here for the Hunter's Lodge. We've got Seth Popa for our YouTube members. We've got Zachary Parkerson, Hunter Hodge, Brad, K9 Drake 726 on the Patreon side. Love you guys. You are the beginnings of what could be an incredible project here. It's $1 or $5 here or there for somebody. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it really means the world. So, as always, Hunters, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for visiting the Lodge today. And as always, stay blessed.